morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out of Voice of Radio, and it seems like I might have lied to you, but it's not my fault. You see, I've shown you a couple of times recently that the next lot of tins we are getting are these Eevee tins which are coming around in April, and they are featuring Espeon, Sylveon, and Umbreon. And I told you that these are inessential tins that you don't need. Simple as that. However, I also warned you that I did say that about the previous set of tins, which featured Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon, that I initially told you were pointless because they were just going to be in Evolving Skies. But then it turned out those cards were taken out of Evolving Skies, so if you needed them, you had to buy the tins, and the tins were in fact good. But I told you I definitely wasn't lying to you this time. Yeah, it turns out I might have been, but like I've said before, it wasn't my fault. Because you see, first off, we saw this image of the three tins together, which clearly shows that the tins do feature the artwork from Evolving Skies. Same artwork, no difference, but they could still have had promo numbering or something along those lines. But then we were shown these other tins with the other orientation, and you can see clearly on these images that they have the numbering from Evolving Skies. So they are definitely not promo cards, they are definitely not alternate art, these are the actual just cards from Evolving Skies. And that was the end of it. They're cool, and if you're into this, that's lovely, but you don't need to run out and buy these straight away. That's what I told you. But you see, then the official Pokemon website went and updated with a list of legal promo cards, and on that list, they included Espeon V, Sylveon V, and Umbreon V, promo cards 201, 202, and 203 that would be legal upon release. Now, generally speaking, if they're legal upon release, it means they're not new cards. Because if they're new cards, there's a certain amount of time that has to pass before they are legal, whereas if they are just reprints of existing cards, we don't have to wait any time for them to be legal, and they will be legal the moment they're released. So what this tells us is that there are promo cards of Espeon, Sylveon, and Umbreon that are reprints, and again, we know that they're reprints. If they weren't reprints, they would have a different legality date. If they were new cards, there would be an actual date when they become legal, like all the other promos. The fact that it says upon release tells us these are definitely, inarguably, reprints. And then we got these images in PTCGO of alternate art reprints of Espeon, Sylveon, and Umbreon. All of them done by 5-Band Graphics, who did do the ones originally, and you will notice that even though they are new artworks, they are very much thematically, stylistically, call it what you will, in line with the existing cards that we've already seen that came around in Evolving Skies. Here's the thing though. We have confirmation these promos are coming and are reprints. That was on the official Pokemon website. We have seen these alternate art images that I think have been added into PTCGO, so we know what they look like. And let me make this perfectly clear. We do not know that these are coming in these tins. Because generally speaking, when these tins are revealed, they have the proper artwork in. And I know that they're not final images, and I gave you this warning the other day with the English Arceus box, which shows a Cosmic Eclipse pack. Don't pretend it's guaranteed that there's going to be a Cosmic Eclipse pack in there. As I told you in my video the other day, that's not guaranteed. Now, I think it's quite likely, purely because it takes time and effort to put these booster packs in. Why would they use an old pack like Cosmic Eclipse unless they were trying to mess with us, which we know that's not the kind of thing Pokemon do. But the booster packs are very much subject to change. But the booster packs aren't that important, they're not really the reason why we buy. Although, to be clear, if there is a Cosmic Eclipse pack in that Arceus box, it's going to be a lot more popular. But the promos are. It's important which promos you show. So, I cannot imagine they're not in the tins right now. How does it make any sense whatsoever to have these tins with just flat out reprints of existing cards, but then have alternate art reprints of those same cards in a different product. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So I don't imagine for a second they're not in the tins. As far as I'm concerned, they are definitely in the tins. That is not confirmed, that is not official, but I refuse to believe anything else. I cannot imagine this is anything other than in the tins. But then you've got to ask the question of, well, hang on a second. Why are they not in the stock image? How have we been shown two different stock images, one of the vertical tins, one of the horizontal tins, or in fact 3 separate of the horizontal tins? How have we been shown all those images and they've all had the old artworks in, but there are actually new artworks coming? Has somebody just made a mistake? And this happens, I say this all the time. We all make mistakes in our jobs. I do, you do. You see all of my mistakes. And so this is possible. It is possible somebody just put the wrong images in the stock images. It literally could be that simple. I can't imagine they'd be trying to hide these alternate arts. There's nothing terribly special or controversial. They're cool, don't get me wrong. But it's not like these are absolute game-breaking things. They're cool alternate arts done by the same company that did the original alternate arts, and they're just the same cards again. This is extremely confusing to me. I wish I had an answer to you. But these promos are coming, and like I've said, if they're not in the Eevee tins coming in April, I will be absolutely stunned. But that is not the only promo that we've gone and been shown. Because you see, ladies and gentlemen, along with that, we got Full Art Professor's Research. Professor Juniper, to be specific. And essentially here, I told you the other day that this was one of the missing cards. This was in VMAX Climax over in Japan. Therefore, it should have made an appearance somewhere in Brilliant Stars, either in the main set or in the Trainer Gallery subset. But it didn't. This is one of those missing cards that should have been in Brilliant Stars, but isn't. So where is it coming? And again, this is not confirmed. This is a guess, but I feel very good about this guess. It's got to be, you've got to imagine, it's got to be in the Premium Tournament Collection. Like the Marnie one we saw. I've been telling you for a little while there's another one of these coming. We've seen distributor listings that another one of these is going to be coming along. As far as I'm concerned, this has got to be it. Now again, this is unconfirmed, but one of the things that always weirded me out about the Marnie Tournament Collection is that we don't get full art promo supporters. Japan does. Japan has had them in a bunch of different ways. We don't. And Marnie was the first time that ever happened. And in the run-up to that being released, I was very skeptical. And the reason was very simple. It didn't fit with what Pokemon had done before. And if you look at the Pokemon TCG, a lot of it is quite predictable because Pokemon tend to work in the same way as a lot of companies do. But now we do have the precedent. We've had a full art supporter in a Premium Tournament Collection. But that's the only place we've ever seen it. We know that there is another Premium Tournament Collection coming because, let's face it, we have seen listings. So if we put that together, there's got to be a Professor's Research Juniper Premium Tournament Collection. Which again, just makes me a little bit sad. Because I told you that it was not going to be this. When I was predicting this, I told you that it was almost certainly going to be Nessa or Raihan. And the reason very simply was, in the Marnie Premium Tournament Collection, we got the full art promo and the autograph promo. And we had 4 autograph promos that have come out in Japan a little while ago. They were Leon, Nessa, B and Raihan. But then we got the full art supporters in VMAX Climax that we didn't get in Brilliant Stars. And 3 of them were Nessa, B and Raihan. So we had 3 trainers that had had a full art supporter card and an autograph supporter card released in Japan but not released over here, which would have fit perfectly, like absolutely perfectly, like the Marnie Premium Tournament Collection. It made so much sense. And I think that was a very sensible prediction. Turns out it's not. And this is what I do try and caution you guys with quite a lot. When I'm making these predictions, I am being as precise as I can. I am looking at what Pokemon have done before, and a lot of the ones which seem easy end up being right because they seem easy. But then you get things like the Premium Tournament Collection, where I am absolutely convinced I've narrowed it down to 3 choices, and everything Pokemon have done in the past tells me that I'm right. But then it turns out to be Full Art Juniper anyway. Which then leads me to my next question. If we're getting a Full Art promo and 3 other promos, what are the other 3 promos? Are they just going to be Holo Professor's Research? Now, it is very much worth bearing in mind that Professor's Research was printed as a rare, not a Holo rare in Shining Fates. The Juniper version of this came around in Shining Fates, but it was a non-Holo rare. There was no Holo. Now, there was actually a Holo was released of this. Can anybody, before I spoil it, remember where this came from? It was an exclusive in the Gardevoir vs Victini V battle deck. So a Holo version did come in that set. That was only when you bought the double. If you bought the individual single ones, you didn't get them. But if you bought the double pack of the Gardevoir vs Victini, you did get a couple of Holo Professor's Research Juniper in there. So maybe it's that. Maybe you get a Full Art Juniper and just 3 Holo Professor's Research Juniper. It's not as exciting as the Marnie one as far as I'm concerned, but it doesn't seem like there's any real other sensible way to look at it, unless they are just completely going out of left field and this Juniper's coming in another product entirely, which doesn't really make sense to me, but doesn't matter how obvious things seem, sometimes they end up being wrong. Also, shout out to the lovely Alpha TCG, who did a fantastic mock-up of this box, and I've seen this being shared around as if it is a real product. Let's be clear, ladies and gentlemen, it's awesome and very well done, and it looks fantastic, and it may well be quite similar to what the real one looks like when it finally comes out, but it is very much a mock-up, not an official image. There we go. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, so now that we know, at least we think, that these V-Battle tins are featuring alternate art, are you going to go and buy them? And how excited are you for a Professor Juniper Premium Tournament Collection? Let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWarcy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, or you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.